boy YAPOET, the king of Las Vegas, and you can find me at Chatters That Matter. Let's talk about it.
Hey, you know me. It's Dr. Cheryl, BryantBruce, MD, and you are here back with another episode of Chatters That Matter. Let's talk about it. I am still in the beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada. It is Super Bowl weekend, and I have the pleasure of being here in the home of my brother, Mr. Las Vegas. And so I am in the company of a lot of very, very interesting guests. And one of those amazing guests that we have is a Las Vegas native. This is Ernest. Why a poet? Pleased to have you here. And this, obviously it's an exciting weekend. We just finished watching the Usher concert. Basically, not the Super Bowl game. That was the Usher concert. The Super Bowl was also run. Did that, and we represented Las Vegas.
He's really the most impactful icons that we have. And for him to put on that show, he definitely brought the A to Vegas.
He sure did. They did that thing.
Yes.
So, talking about bringing the A to Vegas, tell me what you're doing here in Vegas, because this is not just your hometown, but in it, you are an icon of your own. So tell me about it.
I am recording and documenting the history of Vegas. The unseen, the untold. Vegas is known for a lot of things. If you look at our history and our scale, but when you think about Black culture, you don't put Vegas in that same proximity like you would put like Atlanta or Texas, or Detroit or Chicago, you know what I'm saying? So for me, it's me putting Black excellence on the map, Black business on the map. So when you do come to Vegas, you're gonna have a representative that you can come and be solid business.
Absolutely.
So on one side, I have been doing the entertainment side,
yes,
which is the music, the visuals, and on the other side, I have been doing the business side to attach the visual and the music to something. Yeah. So this in music is you're selling something. Mm-hmm. So it only goes hand in hand to do business and production at the same time. So I've been marrying those two things in Vegas, resources and production.
Right. How did you originally get into it?
Originally, I have been into the art theater since I was in elementary school, been into plays. My father, he used to put me in competitions. So I got over that shyness at a young age. So I would honestly say it's just my repetition of me just being in the theater, the
right.
art of Vegas part. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I've always been very curious, but what kept me out of trouble was drawing. I was an artist, so I wanted to go to Las Vegas Academy when I was growing up. I actually applied, but I wasn't able to make the cut.
Okay.
Competition
was still?
Well, parents. My father, he wasn't showing up and taking me to my appointments and things of that nature. So I never got a chance to live out that side. Mm-hmm. But later on in life, I developed a business sense on how to make money with my art, and that helped me.
Okay. And then at some point in time, you kind of redirected into the whole hip hop thing.
Well, hip hop was a voice for me. The art was my eyes. I could always show you something, but I never had the voice, and hip hop gave me a voice. So me dealing with hip hop was me having a friend that was an MC, and I like beatboxing. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I got some rhythm to it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like all dance. So me not knowing the elements of hip hop, which is b-boying, which is DJing, which is MCing, and which is graffiti / writing. Those four elements and essentially is knowledge. I was already doing hip hop.
Okay.
I just didn't know it in some form of fashion.
Right.
So my best friend, rest in peace, Cody Hunter in high school, he was my influence. He was the first guy that was like, yeah, man, you dope. You know, so that's why I started developing freestyles and being in the streets and just dealing with the street aspect of it.
Yeah, did you feel that?
I was terrible. I was terrible. Compared to, you know, him and everybody I was going up against, I didn't develop myself until I got out of prison. You know,
Okay.
a lot of people, you know, that statistics say that, you know, out of 3 of us, you know, 1 of us is going to be in jail, prison, or dead.
Right.
I just thank the Lord that He imprisoned me so I can get it right. So in that time of being in prison, it was two things I was doing: studying my Bible and writing poetry.
Okay.
And those two.
Is that why April?
That's why April.
There you go.
God's, so I developed God's poet in the penitentiary, and that's where I married the idea that I have to be speaking for my people, be speaking for myself. So I developed my voice in institute.
So would you say that in a sense, I've kind of saved you? And poetry, your whole being able to develop a voice shifted who you were.
Yeah. Elements that this art brought is the elements that I use to this day. My slogan is, I don't pay to party, I get paid to party.
Okay.
You know, me being born in Vegas, when the teachers asked me, what you want to do when you grow up? I said, I want to get paid to party. They thought I was crazy.
And look at you now. Look at you now. Who was crazy?
You know what I'm saying? But hip hop is definitely the top of the food chain when it comes down to genre.
Yes.
But I am a classical, jazz. I love R&B, of course. I love country. I love reggae. I love.
So you're just a music man.
Yes.
That's
I
right.
love the art. Beethoven. I will listen to some elevator music. You know. So, yeah. So hip hop is definitely one of my savings.
What would you say is about hip hop that has basically taken hold of the world? I mean, of all the genres out there, hip hop is really the most popular. It crosses ages, it's crossing culture, it's crossing continents, it's all around the world now. Folks who can't speak English are doing hip hop and rap. Why do people do it? Why does it speak to people?
The freedom of speech that it has. When you're able to take something from nothing and you're actually able to entertain.
Right.
It's entertaining, you know what I'm saying? When an artist draws something and puts a piece, that's the entertaining piece you're actually looking at and studying. When you're looking at a dancer, you know, dance, that's entertaining. It's something that can be sold.
Right.
So, for one, it was cultivated by people that had nothing and turned that into something. So, that's another reason why it spread the way it do, because anything like kind of like rock and roll, you know what I'm saying? When rock and roll or classical music was first introduced, it wasn't introduced by the masses, it was introduced by the urbans.
That's right. And I think there's a certain accessibility to it. I mean, other genres of music, tools, instruments, you've got to. This you can embrace wherever you are. You know, a young kid that's a latchkey kid in his home, doesn't have much but a dream, you know, embrace hip hop, and it can transport him to another place and give him a larger dream. Now, he may not ever be a hip hop or a rap artist or a DJ or anything of that nature, but it can give him that confidence to lift himself out of whatever place that he's in. And at the same time, you've got these kids that are locked into upper class environment that feel isolated, that, you know, feel like nobody sees them, nobody hears them, they have tons of money, but nobody cares. And they're able to embrace hip hop and internalize and to connect with their feelings and develop that sense of confidence or relatability. There's something magical about that. There is not.
The energy of even you rehearsing these, you know, reciting these poems.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Because these stories are so impactful. When hip hop first started off, y'all understand it was revolutionary. It wasn't to be sold. You know what I'm saying? Because it was a voice
Right.
for the people. So when it came out, it was a voice that was raw. It was as raw as you can get it.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So with me, that's kind of like y'all want to go back to, you know, the Motown direction and bringing the soul back to it. So when Vegas do get put on for its music, it's not what you think. It's not the gangster, it's not the pimping, it's not the flashy, it's what made hip hop what it was,
Right.
which was revolutionary, which was the voice. Vegas is a very independent state.
Yes.
People can come here and be very independent and relying on themselves because there's so many different resources and outlets for you to network and socialize.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So, for that, you know, hip hop is going to continue to grow. And as you see, it keeps on breaking genres because every music, I feel, brings another genre of music.
Absolutely.
So now we have Afro beats
Yes.
coming to take over the world.
Yeah. Afrobeats is fun.
Yes.
Afrobeats.
Yes.
And you can feel it morphing and developing. And I mean, it's kind of grassroots music, you know, and those grassroots things, they grow, they change, they morph, they fit the people, and, you know, with each generation, it has a different shape, you know, and I feel that with hip hop, that each generation is changing the shape. But I do agree, I do want to see that Motown thing coming back, and it is coming back. I mean, you know, we're getting artists like October London, you know, who is, they're calling him the rebirth of Marvin. And oh my God, he sounds so good. How's that feel? I'm in love with Long Range Drive. You know? So you're getting artists like this that are putting out this wonderful music that's for a while there. Just feeling like this music was going to die. This over generation because there wasn't anything coming back out. But here it is coming around again. Look at a different place. No, it's old, but it is something new and fresh. It still has that deep connection.
Deep roots. You can't cut the roots off. And you have to thank the internet.
Yes.
Because if it wasn't for the internet, you would have gatekeepers that would prevent this type of sound and music to make its own way, make its own a lot of things broadcast to this world. And that's why it's important for us to understand that I mean, I'm an older school guy. You know, I remember when we had CDs.
He's still a baby. I remember when we had 8 tracks.
And it was on 2007. You know what I'm saying? It's only like 10 years ago, right? 10 years ago we had CDs, right? But that transformation of even the older guys learning the new technology, because right now what's happening is a transfer of information is being dumped into the internet at a high speed where we can't even, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Keep up with it anymore.
it's so many new movies, and on top of the old ones that still get reintroduced. So, you know, I would say at the end of the day, you know, take your time, choose wisely, and use the internet for good. You know what I'm saying? Like, teach the kids, you know, that this is a powerful tool, but
And it can be a dangerous tool if you're not careful.
yes. So, you know, and I know you want to talk about mental health, and a lot of that plays into the music that we're listening to. You know,
In the background, we have Super Bowl.
Super Bowl, it's going down right now.
Was that 49ers?
Who win it?
Who's winning? Oh, they're winning. You didn't know that. 49ers fan in the house. Hey, what can I say? We are going to take this game.
Go Niners.
Go Niners. Go Niners. So we're talking about mental health. Obviously, there's good mental health going on.
Mental health to me is one of the things that got me back on track. Even got me back on wanting to present a healthy and clean environment when it comes down to the events that I put on, the music that I'm presenting. What am I promoting? You know what I'm saying? Like I said, music nowadays is selling something. So you got to be very careful of what you listen to because you don't know what they're selling.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Even Usher was selling something on that stage.
He was selling on that stage. I really enjoyed that show.
Because he took his shirt off and you know what I'm saying, he had a reaction like, I can only imagine.
Yeah, we lost it.
I can only imagine, you know. But that's the power, that's the beauty of what we're doing. I think it was 2016 was when I really started taking a lot more serious.
Right.
And that's because of the discovery of a doctor by the name of Sadie. Dr. Sadie, aka my health teacher. Him, Clyde Anderson, Dr. Umar. I was rocking with my brother Polite, but you know, get my brother out of jail, whatever he's bad, free that man.
Well, Sadie was doing time too.
Yes, he was.
Dr. Sadie was doing time too. For those of you who don't know Dr. Sadie, some of the healers that I was talking about these are people who are working in natural holistic healing. And they were coming forward with treatments and even cures for some of the diseases. Dr. Sadie had a natural treatment and cure for AIDS. He claimed a cure for AIDS and was taken before the House, Senate, Congress, questioned him. They were trying to charge him. He actually went to jail for a while and they challenged him. And he was able to show categorically with real life examples and with real data that indeed these treatments that he was claiming as cures and treatments were effective. Now, Dr. Sadie ended up in jail, and Dr. Sadie died in jail under suspicious circumstances. They claimed it was a disease, I believe it was a pneumonia, but the circumstances were quite suspicious. And of course, if you have natural cures for diseases like AIDS, that takes a lot of money out of pockets of big pharma. We are going to leave that where it lies, because I keep this show on the air and I don't want to be censored, and I do have a medical degree that I have to protect. So we're going to keep that live. And I just challenge you, Dr. Sebi, SEBI, go read about it, educate yourself. This is Black History Month. Dr. Sebi is definitely a part of our Black history. So go educate yourself and understand that there are things out there besides pharmaceuticals that can help you live a healthy life. Health is wealth. You are your greatest asset. So you need to invest in yourself. And that first investment is to educate yourself, inform yourself about things other than what is being hand-fed to you. Be your own investigator. So I'm really pleased to hear that you were acquainted with Dr. Sebi and a lot of these fields. So tell me more about that.
It all started, of course, with my Bible. But me wanting to know more, God said, okay, I gave you basic instructions. Now I'm gonna give you some more instructions that ain't in the Bible. And I asked him to show me the descendants, the leaders, the preachers, the mentors, the disciples that are still living and testimony. And I had a kiosk at Town Square, and I was selling waters and all kind of fruits and vegetables. And one of the Roster brothers, we was chopping it up. And I was trying to give him a water because we was talking. So I was like, yeah, that's the best one I got. I was gonna take it for you, like the signing. He was like, brother, read it later. I was like, yeah, it got whoopie whoop whoop whoop. Do you know what that is? I was like, no. So he started breaking it down, and I was like, whoa, why the hell would they sell it?
You have to read your labels. Really do.
He said, well, they told you what it was, so really it's up to you to buy and drink. So from there on out, I started researching Dr. Sebi, but previously to him, I was watching a documentary called Hidden Colors.
Yes.
With my brothers talking about, the motherland, Kush, Kush nights. And so it just took me on this whole path of ancestry, healing myself, mentally, physically, and spiritually. And I had to do a detox. I started detoxing. I started eating less meat. I started eating less sugar. I started drinking more water. And what I learned was, in a short amount of time, when I used to take like these naps, like I'm 29 years old, I should be taking grandfather naps, like, what I'm saying? So my energy was gone. But when I started detoxing, I started gaining my momentum and my energy back. And, I used to drink them energy drinks and a lot of coffees and having a lot of milk products in me. Man, I was sluggish all the time.
That's right.
So, for me to find Dr. Sebi and start immediately re-healing myself, I had to put it in the music. So I made an album called Fever. Okay. 2016, and I had a scarf over my face with two temple guardians on the side of me because I didn't know something was gonna happen. But 4 years later, the COVID-19 hit, and everybody called it fever.
Right.
So and I'm sitting talking about Dr. Sebi in 2016 before he passed.
That's right.
So I was on the knowledge because God was preparing me for what was to come.
You're being guided.
Yes.
You're being guided. And there was a shift in 2016. There was an energetic shift. And I think a lot of us felt internally, we felt that shift, and we felt the need to do something very, very different. We didn't know what was coming down the line, but we felt that something big and threatening was coming down the line, and we needed to prepare ourselves for the battlefield. And, as I speak to people, I hear a lot of people that really identify that 2016 point. And as I'm talking to different artists and, different people across the board, I'm hearing this reverberating sound of, I made this shift in my wellness and cleansing myself, cleansing my soul, my mind, and my body, cleansing. And I think that we're still in the middle of that battlefield. I mean, I don't think that we should think. I think that we're really in the middle of the battle now.
Yep.
And we're recruiting more and more soldiers for health and wellness, because we have to have that strong core. We have to be healthy. On offense, it's not enough to just
Not at all.
it's not enough to just be mentally healthy. We've got to be healthy on every realm: emotional, mental, physical, financial, your social, your spiritual. We have to be healthy all across the board. So I applaud you for this journey that you're on.
Thank you. As we continue to push the subject, as we continue to push the envelope, we have to turn to our government officials, we have to turn to our leaders, and we have to not depend on them, but let them go.
Right.
We have to let them go, and we have to go back to using our hands. Because once you do cleanse your mind, body, and spirit, it's time to put in work. Well and long overdue work with these hands to manufacture and put something on the table that God has presented for us. My people have not put in enough sweat and tears into building their own industries. It is our time to mentally and physically raise above the nonsense. We are no longer on nobody's plantation unless you want to be. Now, I know it's scary getting off that lot, but you see us African Americans are walking and talking upright, and we're riding horses again, okay, that we own, okay? Can't nobody tell us what we can't do anymore but ourselves. So the first thing, once you cleanse yourself, your mind, body, and spirit, is to get yourself back to work and start creating things, to manufacture, to be able to sell, to have exchanges of goods and services. That dollar means nothing, because if you really want to pay me in gold.
There you go. Let's talk about that. Everybody's talking about getting paid, making that bank, that money. That money is not worth the paper that it's printed on. Okay? So we have to start dealing in things like gold and land. Now, I don't care what anybody says, well, land, that's not the thing to invest in. I'm sorry, but land is something that is a solid, tangible. We have to have that money. You have to have a place to live. And as far as investing, the most valuable land is that land sitting around the coast. Why? Because there's a very finite amount of it. You own property on that water. That property will always have value. Always have value. So we need to start taking advantage of buying those properties. If we have a property, I don't care if you have a little shack on the corner in a ward, that little piece of a corner in the ward is yours, and it has value. And guess what? When you sell it for a crumb, you know what they did with the Indians and those beads? You sell it for a crumb, they are going to turn around and you won't be able to buy it back, because they are going to assign it a value significantly higher than what you gave it away for. So we can't keep giving hours away. We've got to hold on to it. It's our generational wealth. You pass your property. Pass your property. Just pay those property taxes and pass that property.
And, do something with the property. Like, when I was saying, stop relying on them, I mean, we got food deserts, right? In my neighborhood, you know how hard it is to find something green on these cold stores, but they got the liquor. They got that liquor back there.
The liquor stores are all in our neighborhoods.
So why aren't we growing? Like, we got millionaires too, right? All these super celebrities. Why ain't I hearing them talking about farms and producing things that we need? Like I said, there's only so many clothing lines and so many makeup companies that we can actually have.
And while we all need soap, we gotta buy things more than soap. So, it's nice to have your African black soap, but there are a whole lot of other products that we need. And we need to buy them from ourselves.
I need three: a roof over my head, water, and food in my belly. Anything else is man-made. I'm trying to show my man and my women that we are no longer surviving. We're actually thriving, because if you can take care of those three basic necessities, that is called thriving. You are no longer in survival mode. You have took care of that. Now, anything else, ladies and gentlemen, that's yourself. That's what you want.
That's icing on the cake. Icing on the cake.
So, mental health, mental wellness, has to do with us not only just dealing with the junk that's in our head, but the junk that's in our bed, in our storage, too many shoes. I can go on. No, I'm becoming a minimalist.
Yeah. It's interesting because as you age, as you mature, you do become more and more of a minimalist, because you realize that there's less and less that you need as you really get a sense of what's important. What really has value. Like you said, food, water, shelter, and the relationships that you build. It's all about those relationships. Love is the only thing you can take with you. You come into the world with love. You can take it out, you can leave it behind. Those are the important things. So there it is. And we kind of gone around the world.
Yes.
And I think we've covered a lot of bases.
I think we do too.
So it has been a pleasure having you and hearing what you're doing here. If people want to get in touch with you, get in touch.
Okay, hit me up on the phone, 725-270-2397, or you can hit me up on my website. That's lvculture.net. That's LVCULTURE.net. Hit me up anytime. My hotline open.
Okay. And you're on social media?
Yes, all platforms, at YAPOET. That's Yahoo.
Okay, so go ahead, link with him, drop a message, share with your friends, and
subscribe.
And follow what he's doing, and support, especially for those of you in Vegas. You have a thriving culture here that a lot of people don't even recognize exists. The Black culture in Vegas is strong. So if you haven't made some of these connections, this week we have interviewed Twix, who's running for councilman. We have interviewed Minister Stretch Sanders, and we're here interviewing YA poet. So, I mean, you've got some great folks.
That's a three-head.
Trifecta. Trifecta.
Right.
Hey, I'm not playing. I am not out here playing on this show.
All three of us know each other too, so.
That's right. That's right. In the first show, we're all connected by the wonderful Kirby. Hi, brother. All right then. And as always, I do want to give a shout out to my talent manager, Mr. Rick. Yeah, I guess we've changed his name. It's Ricky Aaron, but it is now Richard Aaron. So my talent manager, Ricky Aaron, is out there. He's also on the ground, boots on the ground here in Vegas this week. And a shout out to my boy there in the New York, New Jersey area, our wonderful producer, Hisham Elamati, Hurricane H. You have been listening to Chatters That Matter, and I am your show host, Dr. Cheryl BryantBruce, MD, the Celebrity Doc. Please come again next week, Monday, Wednesday, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We are here every week to educate, inform, and entertain. And our motto is health is wealth. You are your greatest asset. Invest in yourself. Thank you for joining us. Like, connect, share, and by all means, benefit from everything that we share, and we want you to throw some down. Have a great week. YA Poets.